Hello, sports fans, one and all, and welcome to One-on-One Sports. I'm Greg Brzozowski.
And I'm Jackson Brodie. We've got a great show set for you today. So let's get things started off with our starting five.
The NFL's offseason headlines have been dominated recently by one of the league's biggest icons, Peyton Manning, and one of the league's biggest personalities, Tim Tebow, as they begin their next chapter in their careers in new cities. Jackson, between these two QBs, who deserves more headlines, more recognition?
It's without a question Peyton Manning.
Yes.
He's got the ring to prove it. He's got the accolades. He has what you need to have the merit and warrant that kind of discussion. So is that while it might have been overpushed, it's explanatory.
He's arguably the greatest free agent in the history of the National Football League. He absolutely deserves
Absolutely.
it. Arguing from the counterpoint of Tebow, this is a move made by the New York Jets to just get their profile up.
Publicity
this is
stunt.
Little brother Jets trying to make up for big brother Giants winning the Super Bowl, and they're doing whatever they can to sell jerseys, sell their PSLs, and that's why this guy is here. He's not there to win football games because you don't have a media press conference with 200 plus cameras for your backup QB unless you're trying to draw attention to your team.
It's almost unfathomable. You think about it, it's like you would think Peyton Manning would be the guy.
Exactly. You think that's who's getting that attention from it.
It's unbelievable. The other biggest story of the NFL's offseason revolves around what's been happening in New Orleans regarding the Saints' bounty program. Commissioner Roger Goodell has come down on the team with an iron fist and has made numerous suspensions, most notably on head coach Sean Payton, who must stay off the sidelines for a whole season. Greg, was Commissioner Goodell too hard on the Saints?
You know, I think he was, Jackson. Obviously, bounty programs are disgusting. They're gross. I know they happen in the NFL. It's a dangerous league. But I think to suspend the coach of this team for a whole season, I know that the issue is he lied to Goodell, but I still think it was a little harsh, especially the suspensions put on the GM for half the season as well. Greg Williams, yeah, he deserves it because he was the one who kind of helped orchestrate
the ringleader,
it.
if you will.
But I think he was a little too harsh on Sean Payton.
Now, I can't agree there. I think they got caught.
Yeah, they did.
And
they lied about it, too.
And you said, and it's well documented now, there are multiple bounty programs going on in the NFL. Yeah. Who knows if so currently, but there have been in the recent past. And they got caught. And Roger Goodell has to set, I guess, the standard for that this is not going to be acceptable in the NFL.
Why does he have to rule so violently? Why
Because he has to end
this down?
Look back at the Black Sox scandal. Have you ever seen any, well, besides Pete Rose, betting on baseball in that kind of a capacity?
I haven't seen anything as harsh as this, no.
Exactly, and that's why Roger Goodell did it. He needed to put an end to it.
I know, but I think he may have crossed the line a little bit there. After a Final Four last year that featured an 11 seed and no team higher than a 3, this year's championship will be decided by a 1 seed, 2 2s, and a 4. Jackson, what's better for college basketball? Is it this lower seed tournament with some of the superstar teams or one that features the Cinderellas?
I'll tell you what, I like the high-ranked teams. Right now, as you said, we have 1, we have 2 2s, a 4.
Yeah.
There's high coaching profiles. You look at guys like Rick Pitino and John Calipari, especially with what's going on in the state of Kentucky right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun matchup, no doubt.
You've got stars that will be going to the NBA and across the first round. I like the high picks. You see this kind of talent and this kind of stage being displayed. I see why you're going to go with the Cinderellas.
I know, but the Cinderellas,
I like
come
the big
on,
marquee
Jackson,
stuff.
how much fun is it to watch the Cinderellas?
It is.
When VCU played Butler in the Final Four last year, it was amazing. That's something we've never seen before. When these Cinderellas make their runs, it gives that added extra bit of juice to the tournament. That gives it that one shining moment feel. We haven't had that this much this year. No buzzer beaters whatsoever.
Absolutely,
and while the quality was bad, that title game was awful, I still think it was fun to get to watch.
I can see why you go with that, but I'm a sucker for the high-ranked guys. That's it. That's just how I am. It took nearly 2.5 years, but Tiger Woods has won his first golf tournament since November of 2009 and his famous crash car incident. Now, after coming away from the Arnold Palmer Invitational victorious and the Masters coming up so quickly, Greg, what do you think Tiger has do you think he has a chance to take the Masters, I should say?
I absolutely think he does. And it's fair to say that he is the #1 contender for the green jacket. His 5th green jacket it'd be. This is a guy who, while he was hurt the past years, played basically on one leg. Came in tied for 4th in both 2010 and 2011. Only a couple strokes off the lead each time. He contended just on that bad leg. With him being healthy now, the momentum finally, that relief off his shoulders of getting that victory, there's no doubt he's the #1
Absolutely.
contender.
I'm right there with you, and I'm going to throw a few stats your way just to kind of sure that up. He's hit the green 79.2, I want to make sure I get this right, 79.2% regulation at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. And he's made 90.2% of his putts inside 10 feet. Putting has always been a concern for him. So now, as you said, he's shoring up his game, so you have to
he's playing amazing golf right now. Best. And who else is going to challenge him? Charles Schwartzel won last year.
Exactly.
Rory McIlroy, Luke Donald, the #1 player in the world. Please.
Exactly.
Tigers back in the prowl. It's going to be fun. The Los Angeles Clippers have had one of their best seasons in club history, but a recent stretch of subpar play and recent reports have pointed to Coach Vinny del Negro being on the hot seat. Jackson, do you believe that Del Negro should be fired?
I think the example with this that's so appropriate is you have to look to the other coast. You have to look to New York City. You have to look at the New York Knicks and what happened with Mike D'Antoni. Similar situation. I know from what I've heard, the Clippers, the front office wanted him out. Donald Sterling, the owner, decided to keep him in. I think Del Negro's got to go at this point.
But do the Clippers have a guy with head coaching experience like Mike Woodson on their bench? I don't see it. And you know,
I've heard radical ideas such as bringing Chauncey Billups in for the rest of the season, having him retire. But I think Del Negro's got to go. You've seen with D'Antoni, they're losing. If you're losing that team,
those struggles.
You need it.
You need a high-profile coach to lead this team. And Phil Jackson, Jerry Sloan, guys like that are not coming back to coach them. Larry Brown's, and you're not going to get like another guy from the TV markets. They're locked into their contracts.
All right.
You need a big profile coach. Fire him at the end of the year.
Okay, I'll leave you with this.
Okay.
Think about if you're Donald Sterling, you want to appease Chris Paul and Blake Griffin. If they don't like the coach, we've seen that owners are willing to do it.
I know. The owners are willing to do it, but Donald's a little crazy. We'll have to see what he does.
This is very true. We've got to take a quick break, but when one-on-one returns, Greg's going to sit down with our MLB experts to look ahead to the season preview. Stay tuned.